Obviously, hats off to BYU and their coach staff, their players. Pretty good football team there, and they got the job done tonight, and we did not. And obviously, that starts with me. Also, I'd like to thank the fans. I mean, from the Pirate Walk to just how the stadium was set up and people packing that thing out. That's how this place is supposed to look, and that's what makes this place special. And thank you to those folks. Apologize that we didn't get it done tonight, and we got to obviously do a better job of what we do. Just talk to our players about it's. We always talk about it's us, our preparation, our focus, how we go about our business, how we do things, and it's certainly no different tonight. We got to clean up some mistakes. We got to clean up the penalties, and that's us, and that's all of us together doing those things. Had some false starts out wide. I think we're just flinching a little bit too early, trying to get a jump on some things. Defensively, I thought we got to do a little bit better job tackling. I thought we played pretty good defense in the first half, and then the second half just couldn't get him behind the sticks. And hats off to Bear, and he thought he did a good job as a freshman quarterback in there, make some throws, but it was hard to get him behind the sticks and really put him in a situation where he was uncomfortable. Going down in the first half, had the ball in the red zone, and had the turnover down there. It was an opportunity. I thought, at least you're going to tie the ball game up 6-6, the worst case scenario. And Katin was just trying to make a play. And I thought several of our mistakes came tonight from guys trying to make a play. And sometimes when you try to push too much or you try to make a play, you can make a mistake. And we got to do a better job of that, just kind of relaxing, doing our 1/11th, doing our job, and letting those things come to us as we do our job. So it cost us down there at least 3 points and could have tied the game up. And then we turn around and get a defensive stop, and they punt the football. And, Kyler's been exceptional all year, and the ball kind of pops out as he gets hit and gets punched back there inside the 2-yard line, 1-yard line. And then, we have a run called there, and Katin thinks he's got the RPO out wide and tries to pop it out there. And obviously they squat on him and did a good job disguising. They walk in the end zone. So just kind of a situation you could have went in a half, probably, tied up 6-6, and they take a pretty good swing there going the other way. So, I thought all in all our guys kept fighting throughout the game. We obviously got a lot to clean up. We got a lot we got to reset and reload all those things because now you're going into conference play in 5 days. You got an Army team coming in here who won the conference championship last year. Has a lot of players back from that team last year. So as much as you would like to, really focus and go back and check this out, we got to clean up the mistakes that we made. That starts with me. And then we got to get right back in the Army and just talk to our guys about resetting their mind. Make sure I got my recovery going because tomorrow it's right back to work, and we can't have a day off this week because it's going to be a quick one. So this time I open up for questions.
I was just going back to that play off the goal line. Like Anthony maybe wasn't anticipating the ball either. So was there any thought on under center there?
Yeah, it's under center. There's a few times we do that and just try to sneak that thing out or get some breathing room. Had a call there. Thought we could just do the same thing, have the same mindset of there as well. The mindset was to try to get some breathing room and second down, take a shot on the field because I did think Anthony got behind the receivers tonight. You got to do a better job catching the football, and even when things don't go our way, we got to make sure our mindset is keep going at it, keep working at it. I thought even though Katin had those 2 turnovers there, he kept going at it and he kept fighting all the way to the end, even the 4th quarter, scrambling around, making a play. And he's a fighter, and I think if we'll continue to do that, good things will happen for us down the road. But, when you don't make the best decision or some mistake goes that way, you always second-guess ourselves. But we got to be firm in what we do and just make better decisions and get it out of there. And I think there was just kind of a domino effect of the decisions we made there that kind of led to things not going our way right before the half.
Coach, as far as Army I know it's not good when you only have a few days, but when you have a frustrating loss like tonight, is it good that you can go ahead and get your mind fresh and go ahead and get ready for Army?
I always said that sometimes in the game of football, you got 7 days in between a game, and it can kind of linger around and really frustrate, and you can't get that bad taste out of your mouth, whether in baseball. In baseball and basketball, you have a turn around the next night or 2 days later and you're playing, so you can get that bad taste out of your mouth pretty quick. This week we can get it out a little quicker with 5 days, and you ain't got time to sit around and lick your wounds, so to speak. You got to get right back to it and go at it. And our Army kind of had a tough one today too in overtime, so I'm sure they're feeling the same way as we are. But we got to get right back at it and get right back to work. And really, when I say get back to work, it's real focusing on us. I mean, we got a good Army opponent, but the focus got to be on us and our preparation, what we do, and clean up our mistakes so we can go win a game.
You mentioned
Yeah.
or a momentum killer. When that happens, do you think, especially tonight in that environment, that maybe it was just a factor, especially with the wideouts being just a little juiced up, maybe?
Yeah, it's most of them are in third and fourth quarter there, and I think just trying to get a little start there, and you got some movement still going on, and you got the center making a 5-0 call there still, and we're trying to get the ball snapped. So just numerous things there. We got it not in sync, so to speak. So we got to make sure that's in sync, and we got to get that cleaned up because those are unacceptable. You're just putting yourself at 2nd and 15, and extra long yardage, and you're behind the sticks, and everything that we couldn't do to their quarterback. Now we're putting ourselves in those situations, and it just makes it that much tougher. And we can't let those things happen for sure.
Coach, there in the fourth quarter, they got 2 touchdowns on 3rd down. You just can't get off the field. How important is it to keep pressing?
Yeah.
2 plays away.
Yeah, the last one especially, like we're just trying to hit them for a loss there, make sure we keep them out of field goal range, and the other one, the quarterback on the draw there, and those things, you're close, and when it gets to you on 3rd down, it really kind of stings a little extra, and we got to do a better job in those situations, and there's probably a bunch of plays that we can help change the game, and those are just 2 of them for sure.
Obviously they had to have shown a ton offensively through the first 2 games. So did they do anything differently? What did you think of Bear in your first time?
Yeah, I thought it's probably the first time all year they've had to play a second half, really, to be honest. And he's a good quarterback, and the offensive coordinator does a nice job putting him in situations where he can make some easy throws. You'd love to sit out there and maybe play some hard edges, and don't let him roll out or have the hitches or the flat balls or those type of things. But as soon as you do that, you're going to be weak in the run game. So they got a really nice package, and I thought he did a nice job through the sail route, threw it down the field, threw some over routes down the field as well. Those aren't easy throws for a freshman, and he certainly didn't play like that tonight. And that's credit to him, and we got to do a better job of making him play like that as well.
This was a team that ran the ball, like you said, during the week, ran the ball really well, over 300 yards
Yeah.
per game.
Yeah.
For your defense to hold them, besides that last pop that Martin had, what can you say about your run defense?
Yeah, I'm pretty much a perfectionist on that side of the ball, especially. It's hard when you're just 3-4 yards and they're in 2nd and 6. That's a hard position to be in to call a defense, and you got to put them in 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10. And I thought we did a good job of that in the first half. They come out there 2 field goals. In the second half, I didn't think we did a great job of that. So I thought it was a little bit tale of 2 different halves, and we got to keep fighting at it. I thought their size and wore on us a little bit in the second half. You could obviously see the size difference out there, but I thought those things wore on us a little bit in the second half, and the size of their back and the size of their O-line. But we got to keep going at it and keep chipping away at it.
How were the guys in the locker room, and how important will it be to keep them bounce back?
Yeah, I think we talked just about keeping a tight group, and this group, and I told you guys from the get-go in camp, they love each other, and they're willing to work. They love practice, and I think if we'll continue to do that and keep that the focus, we'll be okay. It's one game. You get 12 of these opportunities, 4 of them are down, and now it's really starting a new season. The non-conference schedule's out of the way. You played 2 Power 4 teams, didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. The other 2 games turned out the way you wanted it to. So we've had some ups and downs, and now we got to kind of reset, refocus, and everybody in our building's got to be that same way, and our players certainly are. And we got to get ready to go play some conference games, and one at a time, and see how they go.
Coach, just losing Tegan early in that first
Yeah.
half, having to change
Yeah.
some stuff up. Just how was Jonathan Jean and some of these other Nickel guys that kind of just put the ball around tonight?
Yeah, the guys that came in for Tegan was really Kamari McKinley and Ladarius Polk. Those guys kind of filled in for him. But Tegan is such a communicator back there, an older guy that kind of runs the defense. It kind of, they shift motion trade, which makes you communicate defensively, makes you adjust and react defensively. And Tegan's a guy that you have, kind of puts everybody at ease because they hear his voice and kind of gets us in the right checks and the right adjustments. And, when he goes out, kind of keeps you in safer calls, so to speak. So I thought that was a big swing of our momentum and how we want to attack things and do things. You obviously get him back. It happened in the first half, so he has to sit the rest of the game. But you do get him back for the first play of Army, so he didn't have to sit any time. So that's, if there's an upside to it, it happened in the first half and not the second half. If it happens in the second half, he's missing the first half of Army. and is really missing, 2 halves of 2 different games. But, just unfortunate incident, and I still, I get targeting, and I get we want to protect young men in this game, and we need to. But when a big back's going down or a big tight end's going down the sideline, and you're trying to knock him out of bounds, and he's dropping his shoulders, it's tough. And you got to make sure you hit him in the strike zone. We'll keep coaching that up. But Tegan's play his tail off, and he'll continue to do that. And, it would be good to have him back first play on Thursday.
Coach, as far as BYU, would you like the story program? They won a national championship in '84. Would you like to see this series continue?
I think it's good for, look at the crowd it brought to Greenville. Look at everything, and I talked about this earlier in the week, I think, is everything this game did tonight for not just our program, not for our university, not just for Dowdy Ficklin, but our community. And I think the hotels were sold out, and so the restaurants were. And, that's a shout out to our fan base. And just, I said, they make football matter here, and that's awesome. And, whether it's BYU or NC State or, whoever it may be, I think those are great series to continue. And it's very competitive, and it goes down to if we made a few plays here or there, be a little different. Obviously tonight, and I think it's a 4-game. Tonight was the 4th game. That series ended up 2-2. We won the middle 2. They won the first and the last. But yeah, that's definitely a series you would like to see, and their fan base and the way they do things, and their coach I think is first class, and I really respect the heck out of him.
Hey, Joey, sum this one up, man, from your point of view.
Yeah, just tough loss for sure. Again, just left a lot on the field. A lot of mistakes on me for sure. Just poor decisions, just critical errors, crunch time in the red zone, and then obviously the pick 6. Just can't do that. Got to turn that around. They're a good team. Credit to them. They came out and gave us a good fight. But we just got to be better offensively, and that starts with me. So I take a lot of the blame for this one. Just got to clean up some things. But short week. We got to play Army in a couple of days, so got to turn the page and move on.
Blake talked about he felt at times, you guys, not just you, but as a team, were trying to do too much. Did you kind of, trying to make a play happen more so than let it come to you?
Yeah, definitely the one in the red zone. We're getting down there, and I felt like I needed to make a play, which I don't need to do. It's 2nd down. I could just live to play the next down, and trying to force it and then end up throwing an interception. So, yeah, those are some things where I got to learn and grow, especially in those situations where I don't really need to be Superman. I don't need to make a crazy play. I got to just move and live on the next down. So, yeah.
Coach was talking about how you continued, even through adversity, you continue to fight the whole game. Can you talk about that? Like you never gave up.
Yeah, I've always just said, keep swinging even if you're not playing that well. I feel like we did that as an offense, just keep going out and keep playing. Even though the scoreboard doesn't go in our favor, I'm still going out and fighting till the scoreboard ends. So, yeah, I thought we fought till the end for sure.
The false starts are sort of almost like a chain reaction of those a couple of times. How tough is it momentum-wise when you guys are in that environment and you trying to get a little momentum going? How tough are the false starts?
Yeah, it's definitely tough, especially on early downs. Just trying to get the chains moving on the first play. So yeah, those penalties we got to fix that for sure.
Can you just walk us through the pick 6?
Yeah.
What you were seeing there?
Yeah, we got the ball on the 1-yard line. Just trying to hand the ball off, but we had hitches on the outside. I saw the corner off. I thought I had enough space to just get a little hitch and get out of the end zone. He made a good play, broke on it. By the time I rose up and throw it, he was already breaking on it, caught it, and that's just idiotic just decisions where I just hand the ball off and get us out of that situation. So, yeah, I got to correct that for sure.
Just playing in a game like this, man, how much can you learn against an elite defense with a quick turnaround, but also just you guys as an offense take from a game like this? Yeah,
I hate saying it again, but I feel like they didn't do anything to stop us. I felt like we kind of stopped ourselves again, just shooting ourselves in the foot. So we can go out and score a ton of points. I feel like we haven't done that yet against a good defense. So it's still early in the season. We still got a lot of conference play left, so I'm excited to start that.
You got Young going today. Last game we was in. How do you see this, dynamic work if you guys do cut out mistakes and actually put it all together?
Yeah, if we put it all together, I feel like everyone's going to get the ball and we're going to score a lot of points. It's just a matter of time now. We just got to keep working and correcting those mistakes, and we should be fine.
Katin, it kind of seems these last 2 games the deep ball just really hasn't been there. Is it more of a touch thing? Is it just timing?
Yeah, it's just timing and touch. There's different looks on every play, so it's not always the same thing every time. So, yeah, I still got to work on that.
short week with Army, is that a good thing for you? The fact that you can just flush this out and move on to conference play?
I like it, yeah. I like just moving on, just flushing this loss, just moving on and get another opportunity to go play in a couple of days. So fired up about that.
Sam, just your overall thoughts on this, man. How would you kind of sum it up?
Oh, tough loss. We came out here. We had a great week of practice. We thought we prepared well for them boys, but coming out here, we got to finish this game. We got to get the win. When you come out here, you practice all week and you focus on one team. And the mission is to win. It's never fun when you come up short and you come up with the loss. So, we gotta go back to the drawing board and just fix our wrongs. And not make the same mistakes twice. Really, yeah.
Coach said in the first half you guys were doing really well containing the run game.
Yeah.
That was a big part of this week.
Yeah.
Stop that. And
Most definitely.
the second half, he said it was a little bit of a letdown. What did you guys think from that aspect?
I think we came out with great energy. We came out with great energy. We knew our assignments, and we knew that we had to stop the run in order to win this game. I think coming in out of the second half, we didn't really come out with that energy that you guys saw in the first half. And we gotta pick ourselves up. We gotta get ourselves ready to come out there and play all 4 quarters of a ball game. Because that's what good teams, good opponents. They're gonna come down to 4 quarter games. So we gotta finish it out.
They didn't really have to show much on film through the first 2 games. Did they do anything coming out of the bye to surprise y'all? Or
I mean, they ran a lot of trickery, bullshit plays, and we gotta be disciplined. We gotta keep our eyes on the right spot, and just make the plays, make the plays that come to you when it's your chance. So yeah, I wasn't really crazy. It's similar stuff from last year and the games that they have showed. Yeah.
Same, after a tough non-conference, you guys got to go ahead and flip the switch quick going into Army this week. Just how prepared are the guys really going in, and just you kind of glad you got a short week?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows what's up when it comes to you play a team like Army, like Navy. It's going to be a tough week. It's going to be a lot of preparation. It's going to take a lot of preparation. You're going to have to. It's got to practice. It's got to be very intentional. We just got to have our eyes on the right keys. So every day really matters, and we we got to throw this loss out in the rear view and just move forward these next couple of days, just focusing on how we can get better, like fix our mistakes and just bring that into next week and give a show for Dowdy, Yeah.
Where's the biggest area you feel like you guys as a team can grow after this game?
I'd probably say just keeping our gas on the pedal, finishing it through, when we think we got somebody, we never really do. We gotta keep going until they can't. So we gotta keep going, keep our foot on the gas for sure.
Same, you talk about Dowdy, just how fun was the atmosphere to kind of run out too with the Jets flying over the fireworks?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry about we couldn't really get y'all to win, and I appreciate Pirate Nation for coming out there. We appreciate you guys' wins and losses. You guys turned out amazing. I mean, from the Pirate Walk all the way to the finish. I mean, it was a great scenery for sure. So hopefully get the win for y'all next time.
Glenn, how would you just kind of sum this one up from your point of view?
I would sum it up kind of like, this game was on everybody, we didn't start as fast as we wanted to on offense, but that we're going to make that an emphasis going into Army. Got a lot of penalties, we got to cut those down. So, we're going to rally together, It's just a loss. We're going to get over it. We're going to go into next week. We're going to fix those and do better.
There were a lot of false starts tonight. It seemed like more than usual. Is that because you guys were anticipating the play, or I know it wasn't necessarily you, but on offense, do you know why that happened so much tonight?
I can't tell you why we had so many penalties. But we just gotta lock in. Be focused. Just wait for the QB's command to start the play. We're gonna focus on, like I said, we're gonna focus on that moving forward to Army. That's an easy correction, so it's not nothing to worry about.
Did they do anything defensively different than y'all expected? They came out running some 3-3-5. Did y'all expect that at all?
Yeah, so we expected that. It's just, they were good. They were good defense. We're gonna tip our hat to them. They were good defense. It's just, yeah, we couldn't get started fast enough.
Well, you were pretty special on kickoff tonight. Just starting the game off with that big return, and that crowd was really buzzing at that time. Just how fun was that moment?
It was actually good, to set the tone for the game. But I got to be smarter in those other kick returns, But yeah, it was definitely exciting.
As a team, how would you kind of describe the locker room, and is it good that y'all have a quick turnaround and not kind of dwell on this?
Yeah, like I said, we're gonna get that off our minds, get focused on Army because they were defending champions last year. So, yeah, we're gonna focus on that quick turnaround, like you said. So, yeah, we can't worry about this loss too much.
And you got to start conference play on Thursday.
Yeah.
So all your goals that you have for the season are still ahead of you.
Yeah. So this loss isn't the end of the world. Like you said, conference play does start, and for us it's a new season. Starting 0-0. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're gonna put our heads down, work hard, and get to it.